Today we're making lasagna with halal beef from Midamar We'll dice an onion by cutting it in half, placing 4 cuts horizontally, then placing 6 cuts vertically. Be sure not to cut all the way through the root. This technique makes cutting onions take no time and may be my favorite kitchen hack. Once the onion is all diced up, we'll move that to a mixing bowl and set aside. Now we'll put 2 pounds of Midamar's halal ground beef in a large pot or Dutch oven. We'll break that up and cook it until mostly browned and the juices have been released. Once that's good and browned, we'll hit it with some salt and pepper to taste. I used about 1 teaspoon or so. Then we'll add in the onions. Give that a good mix, then add 2 to 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. Mix that up and cook until the onions are soft and semi-transparent. Next, we'll add 2 large cloves of garlic. The tool I'm using is called a garlic press, and it's one of my favorite kitchen utensils. It's one of the small, convenient tools that really makes cooking more enjoyable for me. Add about 1.5 tablespoons of paprika to the beef to give it a nice color. We'll give that a good stir and then add 4 1/4 cup of pasta sauce and mix that all up. Let it come to a simmer and add 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Let that cook for 3 to 5 minutes before adding salt and pepper along with 2 to 3 tablespoons of Italian seasoning to the pot. As always, I like a lot of seasoning my food, so if you like yours to be a little more subtle, just reduce this by about a tablespoon or so. Bring that to a simmer and let cook for about 5 minutes. Make sure to stir it occasionally to prevent burning. Once that's all cooked up, we'll take it off the heat and set it aside to cool. Let's whip up some ricotta filling. We'll combine 2 cups of ricotta cheese, 2 tablespoons of parsley, 1/4 cup of freshly shredded Parmesan, 1 egg, about 1.5 cups of mozzarella, and about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now we'll mix that up until it's well combined and we'll set it aside. Now comes the best part, the part I was waiting for the whole time, the assembly. The amounts you use is dependent on the size of your lasagna dish, but about 2 cups of meat sauce filled the bottom of my pan. Spread that thin all the way to the edges using a spatula. Next we'll lay out some dried lasagna noodles. I always use dry because by the time this is ready to eat, the noodles are always cooked and soft. Finally, I added our ricotta and spread it as thin as I could. Then repeat the whole process until you're out of sauce, ricotta, noodles, or space in your dish. Once you've spread your final layer of meat sauce, top with about 3 cups of mozzarella or enough to have small pockets of sauce peeking out. Then top with about 1/2 cup of freshly shaved Parmesan. Now cover with aluminum foil and bake for 45 minutes at 350 degrees. Remove the foil, then bake for an additional 20 minutes or until the cheese is looking golden brown. And that's it. Serve it up with some garlic bread and enjoy. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss out on a new halal recipe. We post a new one every Friday.